let's go this way.
No, this way.
What a turkey. All right, so, how's your day?
Good.
Go, 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 go! Hi everybody, welcome to today's tactical tip. Now we ran two scenarios that could happen anywhere in the world basically. And it looked like a simple restaurant, and what happens is a couple things here. One, you come into an establishment, I had my daughter with me. Security is always a primary concern, especially when we have family or our loved ones with us. Now when we came in the first scenario, you saw we did something that is not tactically sound. I took a seat that did not face the interior of the room. I was facing an exterior wall, which means I don't have line of sight. I don't have line of sight on the main entrances. I don't have line of sight of the people that are in that establishment. And therefore what happened is I could not see a threat coming. And when that threat came, what he did was he blocked the back of my chair, because the mistake number two that I did was that I sat in my chair square and I sat up nice and tight against the table with an overhang. The second that he was able to put his foot on the back of that, I was unable to stand up because the table was blocking me and I couldn't move the chair. He was able to get right over top of me, start controlling my body, and eventually pulled me out of the chair and then started to work and basically inflict and relay damage to me. I had very little chance of surviving that. Now the other side is that my daughter in that situation ended up having a startle response and freezing in place and only screaming. As a parent, I'll tell you one thing. I want my daughter, I want my wife, I want my kids, I want my loved ones to know that if something like that happens, you get away from that danger as far as possible. That gives me more options when it comes to how I can defend myself, whether I have to run or whatever I need to do. I don't have to worry about them being stuck there or getting caught in some collateral damage or even potentially being targeted in a way to hurt me further. Now the other things that I want to point out is on the second video you saw us come and sit around the back of the table. That's tactically smarter. We've got line of sight on the room. Now, the aggression still came so fast that I was able to see it, but I wasn't able to get out of my chair. So here's the next point. You see, we're just going to do it off the side, you're going to see. You don't want to sit down in a chair like this and pull it up and sit at your table with your chair square, because again, if they come up, I'm caught underneath this table. Okay, what you want to do, and what I did is when I pulled the chair out, I tilt the chair to one side. Always keep my chair tilted. This way, it creates additional space. So when I sat here, even if somebody came up and tried to get beside me, it's tough to get behind me because I've got my back to a wall more or less. But even if they came up and got back, I can sit up now and I have space. So in that situation, when he came up, even though he got over top of me, I was able to still move, get up, use an unassisted headbutt, and then drive him into the wall, throw a couple termination tools. But here's the most important thing. The thing that was on my mind was to get up, get stuff downrange, inflict some damage, create space. Why do I want to create space? So that my daughter could clear and exit the building, because I know that she has been trained and understands when this happens, the best way to help Dad is to get as far away from this as possible. Okay, so if I bring Naya in, come on in, honey. Perfect. Now, in the first one, what happened? Just scream, paralyzed with fear. In the second one, what'd you do? Ran, and where were you running to?
Either to get someone to help me or in the car.
Exactly. Get away from it, because you want to, at all costs, get away from what?
Fear.
Get away from the danger, get away from what's happening, right? That's the best way to help Dad, correct? All right, everybody, listen. What is this all about? It's about helping them become their own protectors. Why? Gentlemen, ladies, because it's not always about just protecting ourselves, it's about protecting our loved ones. Okay, so become your own modern protector. Develop an unbreakable what? Mental toughness. And live with an unwavering self-confidence. That's perfect. And until next time, everybody.
Bye-bye.
And stay
Safe.
safe.